it's recording, so I'm just gonna like hope for the best. But okay, so hi guys, welcome back once more to a new YouTube video. It's been a while since I've done like a sit down like talk one-on-one video with you guys, but to be honest, I was super inspired yesterday, I think it was, because I was just feeling this like overwhelming sensation of just like emotions and happiness and just being grateful, just like because of the circumstances, I guess. Like I want to do a video about this before like the sparkle kind of just like leaves my mind, I guess. I want to do a video about like ways and like tips that you can use on a daily basis to live a fuller life. Obviously, like my channel, it really has to do with that, with like happiness, trying to be like the best version of yourself, all that, right? And I'm always like preaching about living this fuller life, but like how do you actually do that? Like where can you like start? I basically came up with like 10 little tips, ideas, which I've kind of just like, yeah, just put it into practice, and it really has helped me, and I think it can really help you if that's what you're trying to achieve in life. Okay, so the first one is being grateful. Now, I think being grateful is something really important. So basically, like, try to notice the smallest details in life. Wait, I have like this list of things, and try to appreciate them for what they are. So what I try to do is, not always, but sometimes when I'm in the mood, I'll try to like start a conversation, like a meaningful and deep conversation with people that are surrounded by me, if I'm surrounded by them. When you know like that feeling when you like meet up with your friends and then the next day you're like commenting on like last night's like whatever. I feel like even that is a way of just being grateful and just being down to earth with your friends, with your family, with your loved ones, and just doing that is just a way of just feeling like you're like full inside, I feel like. Second thing is put into practice at least one passion that you have each day. There were things that I liked and I knew I liked them, but I was too lazy to put them into practice, and I didn't really take much of it. So like, for instance, if you like, for example, I don't know, thriller movies, which I love thriller movies, don't just watch a thriller movie, just read about it. Like read about like the director's like point of view of doing the movie or whatever. Like watch interviews about the actors inside that movie. Like just do something that will make you just feel a little bit enriched about whatever your passion is. So if my passion is just creating content, it's like, no, like I'll have to like sit down and actually do a video that I'm doing right now. So that's like a way of just putting into practice a passion that you have on a daily basis, and you'll feel much more fuller inside. Try and do things that make you or force you to leave your comfort zone. Like even if it's like once a month, like do something that you would typically normally wouldn't do, and you'll be surprised of how much you can take off like from it. Like it's like a great idea. The other one is a little bit like more superficial, and maybe like a lot of people do say this, but like just try and do any type of exercise and trying to choose healthier versions of food that you eat. Now, I'm not saying you have to go crazy, because I used to be that person. Like back like 2 years ago, I would go to the gym like 3 hours. I would be really obsessive about it, and that is not healthy. Like you don't have to do that, but just try and be a little bit active. So like if you're like, I don't know, like just walk up the stairs and not get the elevator every single fucking time, or just try and like go for a walk and just push yourself a little bit and just like walk that extra like mile. Or just like, even if you're having something to eat that it's not that healthy, just try and like eat the healthiest option you can. I feel like that has really helped me mentally, because it is a way of like just distracting yourself when you're like doing exercise and just putting your mind on something else and just focusing yourself, basically like just on your body and how you just how you feel in the inside. Like I feel like if you can do that in the inside, that will always show and shine through on the outside. Okay, this one is one of my favorites. I do this a lot, which is basically ask people more questions. Try and be like an active listener and just ask people about certain weird shit. Try and just practice and trying to really be in that conversation and listen to what that person has to say, because I feel like one of the best ways to like feel like you're fulfilled as a person is when you get enriched by other people and other perspectives. So me being here in London, for example, where there's so much diversity and people that have so many different cultures, every time I talk to them, I try and leave that situation with something new in mind. So like, oh, I learned this about that religion. I learned this about that culture. I learned this about that person. And it's not even cultures. It's like basically knowing a little bit about each person, and that kind of fulfills you and it kind of completes you to have this bigger mentality and not just, you know, just be stuck inside your own like emotions and thoughts. And even someone that you're not super close to, I'm not saying like a fucking random person on the street that you just ask a fucking question, but like even people that are not like, you wouldn't imagine that you would get along with them, sometimes those are the people that kind of surprise you the most. I'll try and do that with my flatmates, for example. I'll see them in the kitchen and I'll ask like a random question like, do you like this? What do you think about that? Like not in a super like intrusive way, but just, you know, lighthearted, and that will help as well. Another thing I think that helps a lot with feeling the sense of fullness in your life is practice patience. So I used to be a really impatient person. And if you asked anyone, they would always say that I was super impatient. Nowadays, I don't really think I'm an impatient person. The best way to put this into practice is think about someone that pisses you off, like for any reason, and just try to practice patience with that person. Because if you are able to be patient and like just get your shit together and still be calm with someone that pisses you off or just nerves you a little bit, then that's like fucking like home run. I feel like if you can do that, then that's like you're good to go with like patience, other like in other like subjects, areas, people, situations. That's good. Another thing, which I think is really hard for some people are really good at it. I was really bad at this. Now I think I'm pretty good at this, which is basically listening to your emotions and your feelings and your thoughts. So if something bad happens in your life and you're really sad about it, just try and just sit there and just listen to your thoughts and emotions and like what are you feeling in that moment. Like don't try to ignore it, don't try to push it away, don't try to do stuff to kind of cover it up, like, oh, I'll just go and drink and forget about this, because I used to do that a lot. Oh, I'll go and smoke and do this, I'll forget about this, whatever. Like I used to be that person. I would always have like really bad like coping mechanisms, and that does not help, because you're not fixing the problem, you're not facing the problem, you're just trying to like alleviate the problem and just relieve it for like a small period of time, and that will always like backlash you and hit you even harder the second time around. Just sit where you are and just try and like sink in all what you're feeling at that moment, because the more you learn to listen to that, listen to your body, listen to your mind, the less vulnerable you're going to be when things like that happen again, because you'll know yourself and you know what to do in those situations. And I feel like that is a really, really good, hard thing to do, but really good if you get there. Talk more and be proud of your achievements. So what I try to do, and it looks really cheesy, it sounds really cheesy, but once in a while, not always, but once in a while, I'll open my YouTube channel or open my like Insta stories, like past Insta stories, and I'll just like look at myself speaking to the camera and saying all these like positive things, because the more I listen to it, the more I believe it. So a refresher of like, oh my God, like I've changed so much, I've evolved so much as a person. Like 2 years ago, I was this person, now I'm this person, I've changed so much. You see the difference. It's a visual way of seeing it, or just reminding of your achievements, even like whatever the way or form, shape you want to do that in. Live it, you'll have a day, right? And at the end of the day, before you go to sleep, just try and think of like a quote or something that synthesizes like your day during the day, if that makes sense. Just try and think of like quotes or easy ways to like sum up what you felt during a day, even if it's good, bad, it's always going to be therapeutical. Okay, and then last one, basically stop trying to fix people. Now, some people, I've learned this the hard way, some people just don't want to be fixed, and that is totally okay. Like you have to prioritize yourself and not think too much of what other people are going through, but not like in a selfish way. Happiness comes from within, and you have to learn that firsthand. You can't listen to what other people tell you, because you're only going to do it when you want to, when you're feeling to. So like if some people don't want to be fixed, then don't try to fix them. Okay guys, so I hope that you like this video. I'm trying to be sweet and short and just give you like some ideas of things that you can do, practice, super easy, day-to-day basis. And I feel like if you do that a little bit by little, you'll feel the sense of just like a more full, enriched life, I guess. And that's what I want to do. That's all I do in this channel, and what I try to preach in my day-to-day life is just try to be the best version of yourself. Something I've learned kind of throughout the years is that happiness is not result of good. It's happiness is a result of how you take day by day and how you kind of face events and how you surround yourself with them and how you react to them. So it's not even a thing of, oh, am I happy or not? It's a thing of, oh, am I living a meaningful and full life for me, like according to my standards, according to my values, beliefs, likes, passions, whatever. So whatever that is for you, I think it is something really important to work on, and it is worth it because it's always going to pay. So yeah, I hope you smile. I hope you blush.
To all the